The New York Times blames the media for the endless binge of apocalyptic news that defined 2020. In a year-end article that I've preserved and kept up to this moment, the New York Times blames the media for all of the apocalyptic end-of-the-world scenarios we've been hearing about and the stress that it's put on the average American. And it takes an incredible lack of self-awareness for a media outlet to blame others for the same thing it itself is doing. I mean, I enjoy reading the New York Times. There's some excellent writing in there. But I remember the writing about the problems with, let's list them, North Korea, Iran, Russia, China, COVID, climate change, etc. You're part of that, I think. You might disagree. I think you'd agree with me. But it gets to the point of a business model, right? I mean, they use fear to get our eyeballs. They use fear and talk about the worst of scenarios so that we will read, we will subscribe, we will like, we will share. And perhaps from an editorial business decision, it's really good to get fear. But I ask you as a pastor, is that how God gets your attention? Does God make the same editorial decisions like the New York Times? I'm going to say all of these scary things with the hope that you'll watch. Well, when you look at the Psalm 112, God uses a different way to get your attention. Psalm 112, verse 7, he will have no fear of bad news. His heart is steadfast, trusting in the Lord. I wish I could say this was always true of me. I can't. Maybe you can't as well. But to have a steadfast heart that even hears apocalyptic news, even hears the most scary and concerning of situations and says, well, I have no fear. I have the Lord. He doesn't use fear like the New York Times does. He uses love to convert, to change, to correct, to discipline. He uses his love for me to have steadfastness, trusting in the Lord. I offer to you, after the last year in 2020, you can really see what motivation is in various organizations. And I hope as you read your psalm daily, I know the comfort it brings me, I hope you see the same motivation from God's heart. Love, steadfast assurance, not fear, but forgiveness and a future.